Grand risings, grand risings, grand risings. Today is Motivational Monday, May 23rd, and this is your Shekinah Wisdom Podcast. Today, my lovelies, is Motivational Monday. That is the day that we hype each other up for the week to come so we can be successful. So, I have been having these discussions lately, with the topic being relationships and the issues in relationships. And through these discussions, what I have found out is that we have the same issues with one another. We have to learn to take the time to listen to what the other person is saying. Because a lot of times the wounds that we have in a relationship individually are the same ones that we share collectively, right? And if you acknowledge that, you can really begin the healing work. We have been bombarded with a lot of trauma, right? That was dumped on us by the previous generation. And guess what we're doing? We're about to dump those same problems along with new added problems onto the next generation if we do not correct it. We have to be responsible and accountable for our actions and our movements. We're at the point where everyone has hurt everyone at this point, okay? Everyone has hurt everyone, from animals to people to plants to trees. Everybody has oppressed someone in some shape, form, or fashion, right? That's the place we find ourselves. And we got to ask ourselves, and then what happened? When you ask yourself, and then what happened, we can start being the solutionaries that are required for our growth and development and evolution on this planet. We have to get out of our own hurts and feelings and realize that we are inflicting pain on others. We are not bandaging up our cuts and our wounds, so we're getting blood on our family, friends, and loved ones and associates. So we got to really do that healing work that is required. You cannot put all of that weight onto your partner in a relationship. I'm not saying that the partner doesn't help or aid the healing process, but they're not solely responsible for that healing process. You understand? We are all gone through hurt and trauma, men and women. But we truly need each other. And until we acknowledge the pain in one another, that it reflects the pain that we have, we'll know how to heal it. You're not going to keep inflicting the same wounds that you have on others if you're conscious and aware and you're a truly compassionate person. That's going to make you do the inner healing work so that you're not showing up in that manner. I cannot stress this enough. We are all we have. Know and understand that. We are all we have. At the end of the day, if things go down, we are all we have. That is why it's imperative that you build a relationship with the people in your surroundings. And it's also important to set healthy boundaries, right? Some people, when they say, unconditional love, a lot of people think that means there are no boundaries in place, right? But unconditional love, my love is unconditional, but the distance between us will always have conditions. What does that mean? That means that you can love someone eternally, right? But if that person is showing up in a toxic manner or an abusive manner in a way that is not conducive to your growth and development, not yours nor theirs, then it's time to love that person enough to let them go. Sometimes you have to love a person enough to let them go. I had to learn that on my journey. There was someone that I deeply, deeply, deeply loved, but I had to let them go. Why? Because my love for them was interfering with the love that I had for myself. And if the love that you have for yourself is being jeopardized based on your love for someone externally, then you truly have problems. That's called abandonment issues. You know? And when you're dealing with abandonment issues and you acknowledge them as such, you start working through those things. You start thinking about the fears that are attached to that. Like, you know, if this person leaves, why would I really be distraught? Why would I feel like my life wouldn't go on? Why do I feel that that void that would be left in my life would not be filled? You have to get to the root of your anxiety. Once you get to the root of your anxiety, you can overcome it. Right? Separation anxiety is real. Abandonment issues are real. And this is something that we gloss over and we don't realize it. That is the same energy that people are in when they cannot stand on their own, where they become cheaters in a relationship. Why? Because these people are fearful of being alone. They want to have one foot on one boat and another on another boat, you know, and then decide which one they want to hop onto. Those are red flags. Those people develop codependent relationships because they have not learned how to stand on their own too. And when you see that, you don't just judge that individual that's showing up that way. You look at yourself and you ask yourself, am I showing up like this in any shape, form, or fashion? And if so, how can I improve me? Improve me. You know, we have a tendency to go around thinking that we can fix everybody. You can't. What if I told you the only person you can truly fix is yourself? So if you know and understand that the only person that you can truly fix is yourself, how do you move on from there? How do you do that? Setting healthy boundaries are essential to keep people from taking advantage of you. That's one thing I had to learn in my business, right? I had to set prices to the point where I know that people are serious about their growth journey, right? Because there'll be a lot of people that will waste your time and energy, and they have no desire to grow. They just want someone to tell them which way to go. That's not what we do over here. We teach self-sufficiency, right? We teach that all of this that you see external from you is a creation of your mind and the movements and the actions that you are taking day to day. It's all about self-accountability. And if you're not ready to be accountable for yourself, it's going to show. It will show, it will show, it will show. So, it's important for us to start doing what's going to not only elevate us, but those around us. Relationships are important. They are essential to your growth and development on this planet. But when you find that inner balance within yourself, then your relationships are going to reflect that energy, right? And they can only reflect that energy if you start being a better steward of who comes and goes in your life. You have to know exactly what it is that you desire, right? I never went into any space trying to convince someone anything that I didn't belong there. I know I belong places. Wherever I show up, it's where I belong. That's why I'm there. And when I show up, I act like that. I don't get intimidated by other people being around places that I know I'm supposed to be. Right? If you feeling intimidated and jealous towards an individual, you have to go inside and ask yourself, why am I feeling so insecure? What can I learn from this experience? How can I transmute this energy that I'm feeling? Because when you operate on that jealousy, hate, envy, low-level vibrational frequency, you're going to get everything that comes along with that frequency, right? And you're going to get that same energy right back at you from other individuals. Don't you understand? What you put out, you get back. Why? It's not just a punishment. It's getting you to deal with that inner healing work of healing that inner child that has been wounded. You can heal that inner child. And until you do, it's going to constantly be triggered and triggered and triggered and triggered until you make it resilient. Oh, there's so much we're going to learn on this journey. And that is exactly why I decided to change the format again. And we're going to keep going through changes, right? Because that's how we get better. And we don't like monotony. But these changes aren't essential that I'm implementing. Because it's going to help give more guidance into the direction that you truly want to go. And I want you to go in the direction that's best for you. Not for me. We're different cells in a body. I have a function and you have. But we can enhance each other's functions, individual functions. If certain things are not on your destiny, don't keep trying to force it to be. Because you are going to miss out on what is truly for you. I always say that to people who hold on to toxic relationships, for example. The longer you hold on to that toxic relationship, you are hindering both of you guys from moving from that space of toxicity. Sometimes it's best to let things go, but you have to know when, how, what. See, back in the day, it wasn't as easy for people because, people were stuck in the particular towns that they were living in. They couldn't travel. So it made it easy for you to stay with a toxic individual, right? Especially living in a small town. But now we have a global economy and we can really see that there's somebody for everybody. There's someone that's truly going to match your energy and you don't have to try to change them. There's no Build-A-Bear projects going on. The person is exactly who you desire. And they're going to show up and show out. But as long as you're holding on to that person that you both know y'all don't truly desire to be together. And y'all know at the heart of hearts that the relationship isn't really good. You just like each other a lot. But how about remaining friends after all of that is over? That can happen, You don't have to have a negative relationship with those people that you're no longer in a relationship with. Those things tend to only happen when jealousy and envy, those words we talked about at the beginning, show its ugly face. But when you're secure in who you are, you can walk away from a relationship and still be whole. You don't have to be totally broken down like, oh, woe is me my whole life. All my life I had to fight. You don't have to be like that. You don't. You could be happy. But it all starts with loving your heart. When you love you and truly love you, you will grow. Because you won't tolerate anything that's negatively impacting you. Start treating yourself the way you treat some of these people that you put on a pedestal. And then record the outcome. But most importantly, live confidently. I think Henry David Thoreau said, he that advances confidently in the directions of his dreams will find success in unimagined common hours. We have to be willing to dig down and work hard on what it is that we truly want to bring into fruition. Nothing just happens overnight. There's work that has to be put into it. And if it's something huge and overwhelming to you, break it down into little pieces. All right, this is the huge project. How can we break this down so we're doing a little bit of that? What is necessary? What is needed? Right? And that's what we have to do collectively and individually. Yes, my lovelies, I want to encourage you to do more so you can hurt less. Because you are actually free. Know and understand that. Right now, we are free. You haven't seen that yet? Let the adventure begin. This is Monday. We're going to start it out strong. I want you to start preparing for that money that's about to come through to you. And know that your life is truly yours. It's yours. You decide what to do with it. You have free will to move and shape it in a way that you imagine. So what is that going to be? All right, my lovelies, if you need further support on your healing journey, head over to ShekinahWisdom.com where you can book an appointment. If you want art therapy, head over to IAMUcollection.com. And if you simply want to support the work we do here, you can cash out Unearthing the Truth. All right, my lovelies, you have a wonderful, motivational Monday and a great start to your week.